Well, the spokesperson of the M23 rebel group has been killed. We're going to be speaking to Nixon Katemba on this development, and it has the potential to flare up once again tensions between Rwanda and the DRC. And of course, this is a sensitive development. But I want to take you to this now, and this is what we lead with this hour. The city of Johannesburg Mayor Dada Morero's future will be up for discussion once again. This, as a motion of no confidence against him, was delayed for a few weeks to allow the Speaker of the Council to consult with lawyers after there was a request for the vote to be taken through a secret ballot. The minority governing parties in the group of parties that proposed the motion. To talk about this and more, we're joined by Councillor Lubabalo Cecil Magwentshu from the African Transformation Movement, who supports the motion of no confidence against Morero. What's the case to be made against Morero?
Poor service delivery and making unilateral decisions that affect the residents of the city of Johannesburg negatively so.
If the answer is poor service delivery on part of Morero, what's the answer to that?
The answer to that is first removal of the executive mayor, because he's the one that is blocking whatever that needs to happen. Remember, there was a report that went into council that was talking about the water plan, which is what, recently the DA was saying that they are going to court to take the city for not having funded the plan that the city has in terms of addressing these issues. And this was a plan that went to council during the time of the former executive mayor, Councillor Lubabalo.
Okay, so you get rid of Morero. Do you get rid of the problem ultimately? Because I'm trying to figure out if the problem is specifically a Morero problem, given that there's a legacy of service delivery issues in the city of Johannesburg, right, that precedes Morero, which, by the way, you have been a coalition partner to.
Okay. You see, firstly, its removal is a Morero problem. The reason why I'm saying it's a Morero problem is because these parties do sit down and engage on various matters. But he is the executive mayor of the seat that is supposed to then engage with all these role players and not make unilateral decisions. That is where the problem is.
Okay, who replaces him?
At this stage, that is immaterial. What matters the most is that we need him to be removed so that we can have a mayor who is going to be able to listen to all these parties, who is going to understand that he is not governing because he's got the numbers, but he's governing because people have said, let us have this coalition government.
Will it likely be someone that comes from the ANC caucus?
Yes, we are alive to that possibility, and in actual fact, we believe that that is what is supposed to be happening. That is why we are not saying, because remember now, the issue here is not us being against the ANC in government, but it's an issue of us not being happy with what the current executive mayor is doing, where he makes all this.
So if it's likely to be someone from the ANC, I'm trying to understand what would be the material difference between Dada Morero and, say, who's potentially next in line, the regional chairperson of the ANC, Loyiso Masuku. What would be the material difference between how they run the administration?
Well, I would not like to get into that. However, we believe that whoever would come in next will be able to listen to the coalition partners.
Okay. A number of things have been on the table and of contention between the minority governing parties and the ANC. Some of them included the appointment of certain people into MMC positions. Al-Jamaa raising one such issue, and subsequently then one of the Al-Jamaa councillors then being appointed as an MMC. That seemed to have resolved part of the issue that was, troubling the city of Johannesburg, or at least troubling the arrangement amongst the coalition partners there. Why was that not enough?
It's not enough because, remember now, in the city, you also have got what you call the bomb squad, which we do not know anything about. We don't even know the terms of reference of that bomb squad. And we believe that that is lawlessness at its best, because it is people that were organized by the executive mayor to give instructions even to executives of the city. How is that possible? How do we allow such arrangements to continue? That is lawlessness.
Yeah. Last night, the minority governing parties met with the ANC and Mayor Dada Morero to potentially discuss the potential of having this motion withdrawn. Was that meeting and engagement fruitful for you?
It was not fruitful because remember, one of the reasons why this motion was previously deferred, it was to give the ANC the opportunity to engage internally in terms of the issues that we have raised, which led to the coalition partners making a unilateral, a decision to say the executive mayor must be removed.
Yeah. So, will it be effective, given that the city will have to administer its service deliveries within the existing budget framework? Many argue that, and including the mayor, have argued that part of the service delivery, particularly around water, part of that crisis, is that there's just simply not enough money available to solve all the infrastructure problems, particularly the backlog problems pertaining to water infrastructure in the city. You may change the person that leads the organization, but ultimately the resources available to solve some of those key service delivery issues remains limited. How does this solve that problem?
Remember now, this is an issue of a political will. Once there is a political will, it will be easy to deal with most of these issues. But once there is no political will to deal with these issues, then they will not be resolved.
What do you say to residents saying that this is merely grandstanding and electioneering on part of those in the governing coalition?
I don't think the people of Midrand that have been without water for a very long time would agree with that. I don't think the people of Soweto that do not have feeder buses would agree to that. I don't think councillors in the city of Johannesburg who understand that on a monthly basis, the city is paying about 9.2 million rands to buses that they are not using because of a decision that was taken by the executive mayor, which is a fruitless and wasteful expenditure. I don't think they would agree to that.
Yeah. If this vote happens by secret ballot, and assuming the ANC holds the party line, you would not meet the threshold, and of course, that's an important part of making this motion pass. What engagement and confidence do you have that you'll have the numbers on your side?
We believe that the councillors in the city of Johannesburg would put first the residents of Johannesburg. It would not be an issue of party line. It would be an issue of councillors consciously putting first the residents of Johannesburg. And that is what we are counting on.
Yeah. Councillor Magwentshu, thank you so much for your time and coming in. Really do appreciate it. That is Lubabalo Magwentshu of the ATM.